Oh, yes. Oh, yes, John, yes. No one's ever put me on a pedestal like this before.
Pyrrha gasped with serene, erotic dignity as she plastered her vaginal entrance on top of a marble pedestal with a dildo attached to it, as Jean's lifeless corpse looked upon this spectacle vacantly, his cadaver smelling of cat fawn shit and other assorted trash, and the pieces of his head barely held together by the finest glue Pyrrha could find. Jean was in a situation any 17-year-old white straight cis scum would commit murder to be participating in, and he would be having the time of his life had it not been for the hindering fact that he was deceased. More accurately, he was having the time of his death. Pyrrha, however, had lost her marbles, and with them her grip on reality, as if reality were an eel, and her hands were made out of bacon grease. Her perfect champion facade had been slowly crumbling as her mind performed the necessary gold medal mental gymnastics to convince itself that Jean was in fact biologically operational. Ignoring the stench of demonic energy-infused kitty litter, Pyrrha began rubbing Jean's fermenting cheese cock, though in vain as his blood flow had ceased along with all cognitive action, after his brain matter had become two-dimensional, upon contact with Nora's warhammer, grenade launcher, and masturbatory tool in one. Jean's floppy phallus remained limp, unable to stiffen without either the chemical stimuli provided by an intact brain, the current status of his own less than satisfactory, nor the ethereal power of the Ark family seed, which currently resided all over the dorm room walls, occasionally whispering curses of infertility or humorous puns in the dead of the night to the inhabitants of Beacon Academy.
Do you like it, Jean? You're coming!
Pyrrha shouted at John's decaying vessel as he, rapidly downward spiraling bright, edited the sensory data her eyes were sending it. To Pyrrha, the cold blood irregularly spurting out of John's wormy Johnson was actually rich, sticky semen discharging in a grandiose fashion from a very hard diamond-density elephant with +1 thrusting. That, of course, was the moment when Nora barged into the dorm without knocking, followed by Ren.
Ugh, Nora! This isn't what it looks like!
Pyrrha attempted to convince Nora that she was not currently engaging in sexual contact with Jean, as if Nora was either completely retarded or just as insane as Pyrrha. One could argue the latter to be true, though Nora's insanity was more of the batshit variety than Pyrrha's loss of boy toy type. For you see, it all started at a young age when Nora's mother, the queen of the castle at the time, ordered the servants, soldiers, and the king, who was her husband and Nora's father, to anally train Ren without lubricant for her amusement. Nora was to watch and be educated, but she had accidentally swallowed her father's nipple tassels, and then... oh, never mind, it would take too long to explain.
Aww.
Gushed Nora with one too many W's at what would have been an adorable and loving sight, had it not been for the fact that one of John's ears was bleeding through the glue holding it in place from a maggot infestation and bad workmanship on Pyrrha's part.
You should have told me you were into necrophilia too. I can make it 10 times better. Follow me.
Jean flatly stated as if he was dead, which he was.
Necrophilia?
Pyrrha queried in the tone of a confused mental patient, which she would have been if any reasonable authority figure had been aware of her current condition and she had been admitted to an asylum, so she was just mental.
What are you talking about? Don't be silly, Nora. Jean's alive. Silly? Silly? You fucking bitch! I'll have you know that I'm a Navy SEAL! You're coming with me!
Nora screeched in a hellish pitch, causing the semen and blood on the walls to vibrate violently, and causing Jean's ear to fall off. Nora grabbed Pyrrha's nipples and dragged her away while Ren carried John's body careful to make sure his head didn't fall apart and his limbs stay attached. Nora began to sing the magic entrance song.
If you ask a dominatrix to make you a sandwich, he'll make you a son. If you do what I order, maybe I'll give your car a rub. Need to ask if you need to come accept. I won't let you if you need to shit. You shit in the bucket because I'm into a new weekend. It's sanitary here, so you need to shit. Open sesame, shit.
After the song and one arbitrary cutscene, they had arrived.
Welcome to my secret bondage snuff film dungeon. Pira Nikos and Jean Arc, Lyren and Nora Valkyrie,
said Nora Valkyrie.
You've done a pretty good job spoosing John up, so this should save some time.
Pyrrha stood in awe and drooled at the massive collection of bondage equipment in Nora's possession. As a champion fighter who won everything by secretly being a cheater with a perfectly legal semblance, she had developed a fetish for dominating others on the battlefield, but having it the other way around in more intimate situations. Nora was a bit of a cheater, too, as she had been siphoning funds from the Schnee Dust Company after Weiss's unfortunate demise, which was easier done than said, as the heiress's father never even noticed the death of his daughter. The Schnee family would have been scandalized to discover that their profits had been used to amass tools such as anal hooks, shackles, whips, disposable enemas, a bucket, dildos, large dildos, butt plugs with tails attached, anal beads, bees, spreader bars, a Snickers bars, a wooden horse, a very large mini fridge, a very small fridge, a shovel, a couple of chokers for erotic asphyxiation or your first day of school, a few cameras, a ball gag, another bucket, nipple clamps, a bucket cleaner, a funnel, several harnesses, one color for each day of the week, cages of varying sizes, a large bucket, several ropes, a straitjacket, a pillory, several collectible mini buckets, multiple chairs, several wood frames, a wooden bucket, an X-cross, a regular cross, a spanking paddle, many strap-ons, electric stimulation machines, fucking machines, gas masks, latex, leather suits when not wearing latex, a bucket covered in latex, lotion, sensual oil, a dog bowl, pink of course, a copy of the Kama Sutra, a book about buckets, a Queen of the Castle-sized bed, handcuffs, a chastity belt for every real gender and fake gender invented on Tumblr, a bucket for holding sperm, and a bucket of fried chicken. Nora opened the very large mini-fridge holding parts of her victims to find the maimed undead Roman Torchwick humorously crammed in one of the fridge racks next to an ashtray for his use and 2 preserved hearts labeled Mega Baboon and Loch Ness Hamster. "Kill me," Roman flatly requested.
Later,
Nora replied as she pulled him out. Ren laid John on top of the harnesses as Nora swallowed a spoonful of cinnamon and fire dust before vomiting on John, who then jerked around violently before coming back to life.
hybristophilia is unsurprisingly common,
Nora remarked for no good reason.
These 2 girls willingly let me kill them for my 100,000 yen snuff film since I let them fuck the infamous Roman Torchwick. I'm not going to mention their names because they're dead, and if they're dead, this cornonjacob faggot can't write about them bringing them back to life for shits and giggles. Isn't that just dandy?
Pyrrha's mouth was too full of Jean's member to produce a coherent response. Jean appeared to be enjoying oral intercourse with his partner, far more now that he was mentally present. Before Nora could get too aroused from watching with or without permission, Ren pointed at the clock, which for some reason displayed 1,462 words instead of an actual time.
Holy shit! This chapter has gone on way too long. Only Pyrrha, our canonically fake Mary Sue, could get more than 1 chapter chronicling her imminent demise. Mama, what?
Pyrrha whimpered, eyes glinting with fear before they were clouded over by John's ejaculation.
To be continued!
Nora screamed. Excuse me, Nora, that's my job. Fucking bitch ass. Motherfucker, cunt, dick. To be continued. Gosh, that's my fucking job. Nora, you cunt. God fucking damn it. This is cringy as hell. God damn.